Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Bobby Hatfield of the Righteous Brothers sing Unchained Melody live. Here we go. This is such a great song. It is timeless. I love it. I'm gonna link this clip below so you can watch the full thing, but both Bill and Bobby have like a little interview, some dialogue before this, and the reason he's the only one singing this song is because Bill didn't think it would be a hit, and I think that is such a fun story to hear. I am gonna go back and we're gonna really break down the vocals because so many incredible things happen here. So here we go. We get this gorgeous, warm, silky smooth sound. A little bit of air is going through the chords, which is giving us this really cool texture. It doesn't sound breathy, but it does sound kind of like whispery. Let's keep going. Lonely time. I love so the other thing I heard in the beginning section of this clip where we got to hear them speak is you get to hear that tiny bit of Southern accent. You can hear that accent in the way he says lonely here. Lonely time. A little further back. Lonely time. And time goes by. I'm sorry, the way he says time, I've talked about diphthongs before when you have multiple vowel sounds in one syllable, and there's so many different ways that you can sing them. You can just go straight to the primary vowel of that particular sound, or you can really sing through all of them. You can emphasize one or another. And so listen to the way he does this. It is so luxurious. The way he says time, it's so beautiful. How perfect was that? I'm gonna break it down.
Still
So at the beginning of Mine, he starts with that pure ah vowel, and we get full adduction, a little extra tension, just so we get that fullness and that thickness in the chords. Then as this whole thing morphs, it's so beautiful. Are you still mine? So then we got this nice diminuendo. He changed the sound of changed the vowel itself. Instead of mine, we got a nice wider vowel. And then he let off the volume and then transitioned into falsetto. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that might not have been falsetto. I know we'll hear that later. So the sound, the tone is very reminiscent of that falsetto tone that we will hear later, but hearing the way he transitioned back into the melodic line, I almost wonder if it's just a really strong head dominant mix. Let me play that again. Are you still mine? Vocal fry. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea. Oh my gosh, it's such a gorgeous warm tone, and he just places every note so perfectly. And then at the end there, we get a little bit of agility. We get a little bit of a run. To the sea, to the open arms of the sea, yeah. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hunger. That's the other thing. I'll back it up so we get this whole phrase, because I know it gets really exciting. The way he sings on consonants, like darling, again, it's got that, I don't know, there's just something about the accent and like that, it's just so charming and so earnest to hear these particular words delivered in that way. Like it's almost, I don't know, I'm sure you can think of lots of different movies where it's like the good boy or the good guy, but he also is, you know, a little ornery and, you know, kind of knows that he's hot stuff. That's the sound I get. And so, of course, what girl wouldn't swoon? You know, it's just, I love this tone. Okay, here we go. For me, I'll be coming home. Wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your love, lonely time. That was cool to see. I haven't seen this particular performance before, so obviously we know what the recording sounds like that's played all the time everywhere. But to hear him not like really sustain the tone in this particular performance was kind of cool to hear. So he went straight to the end, hungered instead of ha. effortless this is on his face. He's not like, wailing or, scrunching eyebrows, nose, anything. It's just so relaxed. And again, we get that lonely time. We get that beautiful, just warm, full, luscious sound.
And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still
You could also see his tongue position throughout the majority of this. Again, sitting the root of the tongue nice and high in his mouth so that it wasn't like depressing the larynx, which helps you to sort of determine a person's core sound. And what I mean by that is, and we heard that in his speaking as well, but oftentimes you will come across different singers who maybe want a sound that is brighter or higher or, pingier than their normal speaking voice. And then other times you'll find singers who like extra luscious, low, rich sounds in their singing compared to their normal speaking production. And so he already has such a beautiful, warm, I would consider like baritone speaking voice. And because of that, he didn't need to depress the larynx or create extra space in his pharynx or, didn't have to do anything to create a warmer sound. And the position of the tongue is a good tell of that. I'm going to back it up just a little bit so we can hear that beautiful, beautiful falsetto again.
So much are you still mine?
That I was the sort of, can you hear that almost foreshadowing of singers in times to come? You can kind of hear how that mix would someday turn into like 80s rock screaming,
Still mine.
One more time. I love that sound. It's so full and present, but again, nice and bright and pingy and cuts. I've said this before. It's like the human voice, we go through different periods, obviously, and music styles change, but the equipment is always the same. It's just how you use it. And so hearing this and hearing, that he had access to these sounds, even though, it's a completely different style of music. It's just, I don't know. I like seeing the through line throughout music history.
Still mine.
Gorgeous voice, stunning song. This song actually would be great for any male singers in the universe working on their mix, working to get whether it's, more of a screaming sound or you're doing a little bit more rock music because, like I mentioned, certain tones, certain sounds, we can find them in different time periods of music. They just might not have been as prevalent as they are in other decades. And this is such a beautiful example of that because you get, a really healthy lyrical line that enables you to practice that without having to, go 100 miles an hour. Sometimes it can be exhausting to sing in a genre that is so high energy and requires so much stamina for such a long period of time. So finding a piece, whether it's from the same decade or, another time entirely, but finding a piece that has the vocal characteristics that you want to incorporate in your singing is a great practice for all of us just to get variety, but continue to work on the skills or the sounds that we're trying to achieve. Anywho, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.